Hello, lovely people. Welcome to 10 Phrases. We are looking at English for business purposes or for studying abroad. Today, I'm going to talk about leadership. I was thinking to myself, what a great example we have in Nelson Mandela. As you may or may not know, Nelson Mandela was the first black president in South Africa. He was probably the most famous president we ever had. He was elected in 1994, but before being elected president, he spent 27 years in prison. He spent those years in prison because he was an anti-apartheid activist, and in those days there was another government, which was the apartheid government, so they put him in prison because he was an activist and he was classified as a terrorist. But despite his years in prison, he had a great vision, he had great motivation, he had great inspiration, and he was really a transformational leader. So let's look at all these concepts and I'll try to explain them to you. First, we look at a very famous quote. Everyone can rise above their circumstances and achieve success if they are dedicated to and passionate about what they do. That was one of his most famous quotes. Nelson Mandela Leadership Lessons. Have a great vision that is for the greater good. Mandela envisioned a South Africa without apartheid, where every man would be free and equal in the eyes of the nation. It was this vision that sustained him through his darkest days in prison. What is a vision? A vision is a strong idea of the future. If your vision is to impact the world positively, you can draw on that to persevere, that is to hold on to that vision, even when you are faced with difficult situations or with many challenges. Second lesson, motivate and inspire. Mandela spent 27 years in prison before being elected president of South Africa. But he never gave up on his vision despite such a huge setback. He faced opposition from individuals and organizations worldwide. People did not believe in him or his vision. But despite that, he was able to motivate and inspire the South African people. To motivate is to talk or to act in such a way that people around you want to do something. Inspiring is going beyond motivation. It's giving a new energy, giving new ideas so that people really feel compelled, so that they really want to act. Thirdly, transformation. Now, transformation means big change. He was able to change the country and able to change the government. Transformation or a big change is normally not received very well. It's normally not very easy because people do not like change, because very often change can be very, very painful, can be very difficult. Last lesson we can learn from him, leadership is not tied to position. He was able to motivate people, to inspire people, to start the transformation even though he was in prison. It was not linked to his position at the time. And even after he resigned as president, he was still able to influence the world in a positive way. He was still able to give energy and to inspire social projects, for example. So whether you are leading a team, whether you have a social or a leadership position or not, you can still draw on your leadership qualities. It's not linked to your position or your social standing, but you can still impact the world around you for good. And that is a valuable lesson we learned from Mandela. There you have it, people. That's all I have on leadership for today. I will see you next time. Let me know in the comments below if this was useful to you or if there are any other topics you would like me to cover. See you next time. Bye.